All right, Harry. Tonight we're going to talk about the parable of the talents, right? Can you get us started on that?
Yeah, there's a rich man who was leaving for a journey, and he gave 5 talents to one of his servants, 2 talents to another, and 1 talent to the last one. And a talent, as is described, is over $1 million in today's currency. So it's a fair bit
Quite
of
a bit of
coin.
coin.
Yeah, for sure. So let's say that it was you, Justin, that was getting the talents. That had got the 5 talents? Would you consider that a privilege or a responsibility?
That's definitely both, right? It's a privilege. It's an honor to be blessed so much, and all obviously you have a lot of responsibility now. You can't be as foolish as anybody else.
Yeah, and yeah, so you got your feet to the fire. You got stuff that needs doing. It's a real thrill. I mean, he
Mm.
trusted you with 5 talents, as an example. So Jesus talks about talents of gold in our society today. When we talk about talents, what comes to mind?
We start thinking about like singing. Oh, that person's really good at singing. They have a good talent, or drawing, or sports, or talents like that, right?
Or work talents, to a bricklayer that can really lay bricks
Yeah,
nice,
it's skilled labor.
yeah, skilled labor, fix machinery, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it is. So either way, a talent's a talent, regardless. And of course, we can have talents in our spiritual journey also. But that's so. Was this a natural story or a spiritual story?
It was a natural story with a little hint of spiritual story in it as well, right?
Yeah, the story itself, of course, was all natural, but Jesus' purpose was a spiritual outcome.
Hmm.
So, but it sounds like a lot of work. I thought we were under grace. So what's how's this work?
Exactly. We are under grace, a grace period, but we're graced at the beginning, right? And that doesn't mean that. I like the way Paul says it. Does that mean we go sin? May it never be, right? Just because we've been graced doesn't mean we stop working now for the rest of our life and go play video games, for example.
Yeah. Okay. The Apostle Paul, was he given 5 talents?
I believe so. I believe out of on the parable, he was one that received a lot.
Yeah. So, so what was he it was his grace or works? What did he what would or how would you describe that?
I say Paul definitely was graced into the family, and but he did a lot of work. Right to this day, we're reading a lot of his letters and things that he has accomplished, and going around from town to town. That's a lot of work, but all that work was performed under God's grace to begin with.
Right, right, yeah. And the other apostles, they all we don't know as much about them, but they went flat out also. Every
Mhm.
opportunity they walked with God. In Revelations 20:12, it says, and I quote, "The dead were judged according to what they had done, as recorded in the books." When the books were opened, it was interesting how that we got to produce fruit. We got to do something.
Mhm.
Uh, Bottom line, for the fellow with the 5 talents, or what, when he came back and he had 5 more talents, what did the boss say when he had doubled his coin?
He said, "Well done, thy faithful, loyal servant. Come into the room that I have prepared for you."
And to the fellow with 2 talents?
The same thing. Well done, thy faithful, loyal servant. Come into the room I've prepared for you.
And with the 1 talent?
He said, "You wicked and lazy servant." That was the response to him. And
Yeah,
didn't the servant say, "I feared you," though, right?
yeah, and he did nothing.
Mhm.
So what did he do wrong?
He did everything wrong because he did nothing, right? That's the whole point of it. It's not like he did nothing. It's a play on words, but through that nothing, he did everything wrong.
No, and nothing is not an option. So, we have an old riddle that says, "What price do we pay for salvation?"
And the answer is nothing and everything. But can you explain that to people?
Yeah, so we don't pay. The grace is
Mhm.
the nothing part, and everything is our life. We put it all on the line, and Jesus says, "Take up your cross daily and follow me."
Um,
Yeah, I love that answer though. Like nothing, how one question can have two totally opposite answers, and both of them are completely right. And that's the gospel, I believe. We're graced. What a privilege we have. What a privilege we have to have a beautiful life on earth, to walk with God, to have somebody we can trust, brothers and sisters that are appropriate and pleasant to work with, and have this beautiful journey, this beautiful book that we can get our instruction from, and then also on top of all that, to be with him for eternity. How, that's the best of all worlds. What a
Mhm.
privilege, what a thrill.
Amen. Thanks a lot, Harry.
Thank you.